Hey, what's up? It's Jake, and we're going to talk about refresh only. So we've done a lot of Terraform workflow using Terraform plan and apply and things like that. Just to kind of go over that real quick, here's a little review. You got Terraform format, and make sure all your format's nice and neat. So if I had, let's say, these, if I had typed these just now and I had just used spaces and I didn't go through the painstaking task of lining them all up, and I ran that command, it would go ahead and fix all those for me, and it will tell you what file it fixed so you can go look. The other thing you can run after that I usually do is Terraform validate, and then just validate that you have a good clean configuration. If something is out of whack, like you're missing something, like I'll take off that bracket and I run this, it should be like, hey, you're missing something, right? Expect a comma to mark a beginning of next item, and it's because you have a list that doesn't have an end. And if I add it back, I get a clean validated configuration. So the next thing we usually do is Terraform plan, right? So Terraform plan is going to read your state file and it's going to compare that to the existing infrastructure, and it's going to run an implicit refresh of your state so that it knows what it's doing. And you can see it here, it says refreshing state for every resource that has been created. And it'll say, hey, in this case, there's no changes and you're all up to date. So what if you wanted to do this, but all you wanted to do was run a refresh? Well, all you have to do is run -refresh -only. And you can see here, generates a plan, blah, blah, blah. Let me just double check that I did. Yeah, okay. So this kind of just tells you how it would update your state file. That's what it's supposed to do. You can actually save the plan to a file, which you can pass to the apply command. So let's say I wanted to do a Terraform plan, and then I could go output equals whatever. I could name that, and then I could say, hey, okay, hey, I want you to apply this plan. And I already ran this plan, and I liked it, and it's good. So it's just some other things you can do as far as what you can do with just plan instead of just running Terraform plan. So let's look what you can do. So here's all the different things that you could put. You could add some input for variables. You could lock a state file. You could do an out to write a plan file like I was talking about and be used as input in the apply command. You can update state prior to checking for differences, refresh that equals true, things like that. Set variables, stuff like that. So that is pretty much it. I'm going off of the Terraform documentation, and you'll see that it really did not like when I did -refresh -only. So what if I did, like in a previous version of Terraform, there was a legit like Terraform refresh that people would do. So if you run that, and I'm on Terraform 14 something, it's a subcommand. It's less safe, is what they say, than -refresh -only, because it allows you to anticipate the downstream effects. And so that's one reason you could do it, because this will automatically overwrite. As you can see right now, it's refreshing everything and it's just updating it all. It's less safe than refresh only because it automatically overwrites your state file without giving you the option to review the modifications first. So that's pretty much why you would do that. The the syntax though, when you run this and it's just like, hey, this command is garbage. So I'm gonna try using this one instead, because that's what it says to use. The documentation on the HashiCorp Learn site says to use the other one, but at least this is giving us some options as what to do. So it says there's no changes. It's releasing the lock. Didn't find anything, but notice that it didn't change anything, right? Whereas here, when I ran refresh, it said, boom, I'm going to refresh your state file. Here it's going to go, hey, I'm going to tell you that I didn't find any changes. Because if I just, we just ran this, right? And this was the output. But if I ran Terraform refresh again, and just look at the difference in the output. So refreshing state looks exactly the same, but we get the output that I have listed as required, but I didn't get this, right? And that's just because, again, Terraform refresh is going to actually refresh your state file, whereas Terraform dash refresh equals true is going to just do a quick scan and tell you what, if anything, would be changed without refreshing your state file. So dash refresh equals true would be the safer way to go. And then if that in fact is what you want, you could run Terraform refresh. But ideally, if you're running a plan, like you'd probably just run the plan, right? So if I run Terraform plan dash refresh equals true, you can run the same flag on plan and on apply and just kind of get a what if scenario instead of just, again, updating your refresh file or your state file. So again, it tells you, hey, there's no infrastructure changes. It didn't do anything. No action needs to be performed. And all it does is create a lock and it releases the lock. But if I run Terraform plan without dash refresh equals true, watch what happens. It's still going to refresh everything. But instead of giving you a what if, it's going to give you the same exact thing. And the reason it does that is because Terraform plan has, like I said, an implicit refresh inside of it. So if you are interested in learning more about refreshing your state file, please let me know. But that should cover it and give you everything you need to understand how refresh works, how to run the flag, why the dash refresh dash only flag doesn't work anymore, even though the documentation says that's what you're supposed to do, because we saw the recommended flag equals dash refresh equals true. So that's what I would use. And if you have any questions, let me know. And if not, then I'll see you in the next one.